Okay, it's time for the 5th episode. I'm kind of pumped up right now. Just got through watching The Walking Dead. Uh, you're my grandkids, and you're watching this. Some of you are like really, really young, or I'm not young, but how can I say it? Uh, I'm probably dead. You're alive, and this show happened like way, way long time ago to you. But it's a really cool show. It's called The Walking Dead. Just saw the episode where two of the main characters, Rick and Michonne, I think, they fell in love, and everybody's all happy about it. But anyway, it's a cool show. You have to watch it. I'm not much of a zombie fan, by the way. I like monster movies, but not much of a zombie fan. But this TV show is really good, not because of the zombies, but because of the stories. It got really good stories. Anyway, I want to talk now about me when I was a kid. I said earlier that we grew up in a really poor neighborhood, and I'll go into details of how poor we were later on. But for now, I just want to talk about some of the things we did when we were kids. Because stuff we did when I was a kid, you don't hardly see it anymore. You just don't see it anymore. We had like seasons for like marbles, where everybody would play marbles. We had a season for tops, and everybody would play tops. And we had a season for like baseball cards, where we would gamble with baseball cards. What you do is you grab the baseball card, right? I got one, you got one, and you hold it like this, and you throw it and flip it, let it hit the ground, and the other guy throws it and flips it, and one or the other will call odd or even. So like they're both face up, and you say even, you keep the cards, you know? And if they're one up and one down, then the other guy gets it. So we used to gamble that way. And to be honest with you, it was a huge, huge gamble when I was a kid, because we didn't have a lot of money, and those cards were worth a lot to me, you know, and to all the other little kids. So that when we used to do it, it was like the first thing you would do, right? If you would say, "Are you going to play for keepies?" In other words, if you lose it, you lose it. But that's one of the things we did besides the top, the marbles, and the other stuff, and some other stuff. But I don't want to talk about those, because I got stories about those and some of the stuff that happened when we were doing those. I want to talk about something a little bit different. Where I lived at, and next video I'll show you a picture where we lived at, or a video of where I used to live at. But for now, just this place is pretty beat up, pretty bad, bricks and shit all the way around. But we did have a spot across the alley that was dirt. It was, about half the width of a car lane, maybe, and it went all the way down for like half a block almost, and it was dirt. That's where we would play marbles and tops and all that kind of stuff. But like I said, I'm not going to talk about marbles and tops. I'm going to talk about something else, because when you're a kid, you have a habit of doing mischievous stuff. At least I did. The place we lived at, because there's a city right in front of our house. People would like park their cars, and they would park them a little bit of an angle, not parallel and not straight in, but a little bit of an angle all the way down. And back then, the cars were made really good. It's not like cars today that are made out of plastic and real thin metal. They were really sturdy. And the reason I know they were sturdy, because these cars, as they were parked all the way down, half a block like that, me and my friends would have races on top of their hoods. We don't know whose cars they were, but we'd run from car to car to car to car all the way down. I'm sure if the owners caught us, they would not be happy, but, when you're a kid, you do stupid shit like that. Anyway, the little story I want to tell now actually is this. Sometimes you get bored, even with the marbles and all that stuff. Sometimes you get bored, and I noticed that building across the alley where the dirt's at, there was cars parked there. I noticed that around 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, all these people would come up. And I think the place was a egg packing company. I think that's what it was. I'm not positive, but I think that's what it was. But anyway, about 4:30 or so, the people would get off work, and they come down that portion with the dirt and shit, and they walk through the dirt to get to their cars and get in the cars and go wherever they're going, right? So one day I'm kind of bored, and I decided, well, I know what I'm going to do. I got me a knife, and I went where the dirt's at, and I started digging holes. You know, dig a hole about this big, right, about this deep. And then you put sticks across it and a piece of newspaper, and you sprinkle dirt on it. So basically I was making traps, booby traps, and I would do a whole bunch of them all the way down, and then wait. And when people got off work, I would be sitting there looking at them, and they'd be coming out. I feel sorry for them because I'm sure they were tired of working all day, and all of a sudden they step on one of these things, and their foot would sink, and they fall on their faces. And I'd be kind of high. I'd be there, but I'd be kind of high, looking at them, cracking up and stuff. And these people get really upset because they knew some kid did that to them. But anyway, I did that for a few times, and it kind of got old. So I decided I was going to op it. So I waited for a while, you know, so they forget. And I started doing it again, except this time I decided I wanted to make it better. So I would dig the holes, and I would pour water in there, and then pour dirt and make a bunch of mud and cover it up, and then sprinkle the dirt on it, put the newspaper, sprinkle the dirt on it, and then I'd wait for those people to come out, and they step in it and fall down. Not only would they fall down, their shoes will be covered in mud. They have to get in their cars. I think now I must have been nuts, you know, but that's what you do when you're a little kid. You got nothing else to do. Anyway, I'm going to talk now about the military. This first part's over. I just hope they never find me. Some old guy will see this, come over and kick my butt. Talk to you in a minute.